Hi, this is James with Growth Stack. Growth Stack is a software development company. Our focus is on ERP software. ERP software is enterprise resource planning software where all the business functions are integrated together so that everyone can work together using one app as opposed to standalone software where you have an accounting software for only accounting purposes, and then or you have inventory software for inventory purposes, or different software for different things. Those software are not able to communicate. I mean, so if you have an accountant working in different software, inventory working in different software, that brings you know inconsistency in terms of information flow. But ERP gives you that single platform where all the staff, all the employees can work with, and then still being able to streamline to their own department. So in this video, I'm going to show you an overview of the Odoo ERP, the features that are available. This is not like a demo, this is just an overview because we can't actually do a demo that fits into all industry. So I'll just give you an overview, and then when you need a demo for your specific kind of business, you can just get in touch with us. Now, so this is the Odoo ERP. Once you log into the Odoo ERP, basically you first arrive, if it's set up that way, it first arrive in the discourse section. In this discourse section, this is where you can actually chat with your staff, your colleague, or your employee, right? And so with this discourse, you can actually share information um, within the company. This is very good because you don't want to be sharing an important information. um, you don't want to be sharing an important information, a business information, over WhatsApp. So this can replace a WhatsApp interaction within a company. Now, so you can chat with this person, you can chat with multiple employees, colleagues, and you can also set up a group chat for departmental group chat, or you can set up a group chat just like WhatsApp and then invite people to join. Now, so even if you're not in the discourse section, wherever you are on the app, you'll be able to receive information. You can see I'm still able to chat with this staff. I'm not just chatting, I can do a voice call over the app. Like, I can call my colleague. Assuming you have an office in Lagos, in Abuja, you don't need to spend money on phone calls. You can use the app to place a call to your colleague. And then once I place the call, my colleague on the other side will be able to pick. And then while you are still on the call, you can continue to chat. Not just voice call, I can also do video call um, here. And with my colleague, I can do video calls. Like you can see me right here, um, calling my colleague over a video call, but that employee is not able to pick the call at this time. So we're going to disconnect the call at this time. So you can do a lot of things and continue sharing your file. So if you have vital, important information, you don't need to share them over WhatsApp, but then you can share it right here. Now, so if your colleague sends a chat to you, you can get them over administration area, and then of course the activities area gives you some of the things that you're pending. All right, so that's the discourse section. Now, of course, you can start your online meeting right here. Now, so the next we have, I'll just go over the areas that are very important. So I'll look at the purchase section right now. So the purchase section is what we call the procurement. This is where you purchase your materials, especially those of you that are in the you stock. You purchase material and store them in the warehouse, And then even though you're not, even if you're not in, you don't have physical goods, you can also use this to purchase services. So assuming you have a service you want to outsource to your partner or some other company, you can use purchase app to purchase those services. And also, when you're whatever you're purchasing, it mustn't be a physical product. Whatever you're purchasing, you need to use the purchase app so that you can keep track of some of those things you're purchasing in your organization. Now, so if I open up, so it gives you a whole lot of overview. Now, remember this purchase section is different from accounting app. We call it app, and it's also different from the inventory. So the procurement in this case, assuming you have stocks of items you want to purchase to your warehouse. So once you start with purchase and then confirm the purchase, then two things will happen automatically. A document will be sent to the account to pay the vendor, and then another document will be sent to inventory to receive the good into the warehouse. Now, so if I open up this purchase order number 003, you can see that these items were purchased. These are the quantity of the item purchased, and they have been received, and then they have been paid for. Then, of course, you see two sections here, one receipt and one vendor bill. This is the document that the inventory used to receive the product, and then this is the document that the account used to pay the vendor. Now, even in this bill, you see, or sorry, in this purchase order, you can actually log in reports, and then copy your colleague in the office. So I can say, okay, I step one is just an example, could be anybody's another employee's name. Please review this purchase order. Alright, so I can log that note, and then everything that has to do with this purchase, you can now see the RFQ. And then let me print this out so that you can look at how it looks like here if you have to print it out. Remember, once you create the purchase order, you can send it to the vendor by email, and then you can schedule activity. When you schedule activity, that's when it comes to the calendar. So schedule activity concerning this particular purchase order. It will allow you to schedule to do, or email to send to the vendor, call, meetings, whatever, or document upload. So we are not going to go into that right now. Okay, so I'm trying to open the purchase order so you look at how it is. Alright, so while that is coming up, this is the purchase in case you want to do your procurement. And Odoo ERP is very robust. You can actually track purchases by anything, like you can filter, you can group, you can track which of the staff did this purchase, and then so many other things you can do. Alright, so that's the purchase. So let's check on this. So look at if you have to print out that purchase order, this is how it looks like. It looks beautiful. Your logo will come here on your dress, and then the vendor's address, and of course your warehouse address. Okay, so that's the purchase. Let's look at something else. I'll look at the inventory right now. Okay, so this is the inventory section. You can have multi warehouses. The system gives you multi warehouses, unlimited warehouses. So you're not just having one warehouse. You can have 3, 4, 10, 50 warehouses. And in a single warehouse, you can also have locations. So for example, in a single warehouse, you have shelf, you have racks, you have different places that you set up or place your product. So the system can give you those warehouses. So you can see warehouses, multi locations, and then different things. Of course, you can have a scrap warehouse as well. Alright, so in the inventory, if you look at the product section of the inventory, so it can tell you instantly how many of those products is on hand. So I have three-piece suit here. I know I have 43 on hand, and this is the price of those products. You can as well add a picture to those products. So if you open up a product, for example, you'll be able to, you know, every product has a folder. Product has folder, customers has folder, vendors have folders, and then of course employees have folder. So look at this product now. This is the folder of the product. So you can actually, this is what is available at hand. You can track, you can trace this product, how it came in, how it left, and then you can now be able to Odoo ERP, gives you ability to handle tax and different things. Then if this product is also available on the POS, then you can now activate this product to be able to sell it on the POS. Okay, so if I look at the traceability of this product, I can see that from vendor, um, 50 of this suit we purchased from vendor into our own stock, and then from stock we sold two to customers, and then we sold the other five to customers. So we can actually see and find out who sold this, and then all of that. Of course, you know how many you sold. You sold 7 of these suits so far. And then there are so many other traceability. You can add notes and everything else you want to do on this particular product. Now, so that's for inventory. So you can do a whole lot. You can transfer products from one warehouse, internal transfer of product from one warehouse to the other warehouse. And then of course you have where you can manage your scrap. You have where you can manage, you can adjust inventory adjustments, but everything flows automatically. It doesn't allow people to adjust product, but assuming the boss decide to change one or two stock items. So inventory covers a whole lot. You can get your your inventory valuation, how much all the products you have in the warehouse, how much does it worth, and of course your forecast, how products have been moved. All of these reports you can get right there. Okay, so the inventory. So I'll move over to another area. This is sales, and then in sales you can actually manage your customers right here. So there are two types of sales on Odoo ERP. You can either sell it like you're selling services, or you're selling, you're not selling on point of sale. That's what I'm trying to say. You can either sell on point of sale, or you can either sell out of point of sale. Now, so if you are not using point of sale, if your services are mostly invoice, that you invoice out to customers, it's not cash and carry. You need to know who is owing you and what is owing you. So you can use these sales modules to be able to manage your customers and quotation. So quotation is actually where you send out quotation to um, customers, and then you begin to discuss the pricing. So let me open one of these quotation and just show you how it is. So you can see this is the quotation that has been sent to this customer, and then at this date, because it's a product, this has already been delivered and paid for. So you can track everything from here, and then you can also what has been, who edited this particular document. Whatever has been done to this document, you're going to see it right here. And then of course we've integrated WhatsApp. You can send this quotation to your customer by WhatsApp. You can send it to the customer by email. And you can also, there are some staff that don't have access to this sales order. You can share the sales order with your other staff members. All right, so a lot of things in the, and then if you notice very well, you can decide to product is everywhere. Like everywhere you turn on this system, most places like sales, inventory, accounting, purchases, you always find a product link right there. Okay, so then you can manage your sales team. Where is my best, or which team is the best sales team, the invoices, the upscale, a lot of reporting, sales report, and of course a lot of other things you can manage on sales. Okay, so I also go to the CRM. This is where you manage your leads. We have lots of companies that do advertisements, and then when they advertise their brand, their product, calls comes in, emails comes in, WhatsApp messages comes in, and all of those things are just flying all over the air. But if you are sensitive, you should be able to keep track of all the calls that comes in, and you'll be shocked that um, at the end of the year you'll be shocked of the total numbers of calls you got in that year or that month. And then so with those contacts, you can be able to follow up on the customers or follow up on the leads. So CRM helps you manage those calls, emails, WhatsApp messages that comes in, especially those ones that did not go through to become sales. So with the CRM, you can keep track of all the people that you know, calls you, and then you can now, for example, this is Mr. Eze. Assuming I'm just getting a call from this person today, I can add this person here. Once I've started discussing with him, I move over here, and then of course, once the deal close, I just move over one section right here, and of course the system will congratulate me. And then not just that, on the CRM, if I open this up, I can actually see that this deal has been won. I can create a new quotation from here. I can add log note report. So if I'm calling this part, I'm following up on this particular client. I need to, what did this client say? I need to log that note here, and then I need to add activities. Each calls you do, each call you make to a potential customer, there's always something to do after the call, so you can schedule those activities. So the CRM helps you keep track of those, leads, and then of course you know very well that a following up a customer, can increase your bottom line. All right, so that's fine. So every time you can also see your reporting and different salespeople, who is the best salesperson, you can measure them right there. Now, so of course the calendar gives you, so all those activities you've been scheduling, from time to time, they all filter into the calendar. So each time you come to work, or whenever you come to work, you can actually see an overview of your calendar and know what you have to do, activities. You mustn't even come to calendar to schedule activities. So as you schedule activities on your purchase, it comes here. Activities on your CRM, sales, wherever you are, it comes into the calendar. All right, so of course the contacts is just generally where all the contacts are being managed. Contacts here includes everybody, you know um, so we have the companies, the vendors, the customers, the employees, and then the customers employee as well. So you can see something like this shows you that this contact is a company, and then this contact is an individual, right? So it gives you different, with this icon, shows you that this contact is an individual, this is a company. So you can have company, you can have, like I have this glad tidings abbreviation. So this person here, Mr. Chris, is working in glad tidings. So you can have a company and have several staff that works under the company. As I told before, the staff also have folders as well. So the contact has folders as well. All right. So the next thing is go to the employee section. So the employee section is where you manage all your employees. They are all here, so you can see beautiful people. So in the employee section, you can manage different departments, different units, different branches, and whatever. So if you open the employee, I told you before, employee also have their own um, folder. Now as you can see that this employee works under this, so that when this employee submits expenses, it goes to this Mr. Ola here for approval, and you can track other information concerning the employee. Everything you can ever track, the system provides that for you. And of course you can still use the employees section to be able to track your badges, your ID card number, and of course the contract. The contract has to do with the payroll. So this, you can see the pay slip of this employee. You can see the contract, and then a lot of things you can do. You can manage departments right here. You can manage your job position, department, work location. If someone is leaving, the reason why they are leaving, and then so many other things you can manage. All right, so I also like to go to some other section. Of course, the payroll system covers the payroll. You can generate your pay slip in batch. So if you have like 1,000 or 500 employees, you can actually generate the pay slip automatically for all the 500 employees. Or you can actually create a pay slip for each of the employee. The payslip is tied to an employee section. An employee section has a contract that has the salary and then the salary structure where you have the deductions and everything else. Right, so that's what the payroll does. Then we have project management as well. So project management takes care of everything that has to do with projects, especially those people in the construction and the field work, so you can be able to track different different projects. Not necessarily time sheet, of course. So I mean to go to project. So for project you can have several projects and then you can track all the projects. Of course, in projects, as a matter of fact, you can track to get the project update. How much have you made in this project? How much have you spent in this project? What is your margin? Are you actually making gain or you're making losses on this project? Is this project bring you anything good? Is it on track or the project is not on track? I see the tax breakdown and everything, the invoices, and of course the expenses and billable, everything you profitability of this project, so you can track everything. Of course, you can track your. So if I open up this particular, you can see green here means that project is on track. You can add several tags to this project, and then you can do your project report. You can attach videos, attach pictures. Of course, you can create a sales order to bill the customer for that project. You can assign the project to anyone. So there are so many things you can manage. You can manage a lot of things: reporting, project tax analysis, different stuff, project stage, and so many things you can track on a project. Project is one of those very powerful. Yeah, so once this project is in progress, you move it to the progress part, and then if it's done, you move it to done. Okay, so looking at the timesheet, of course, is tied to project, is tied to some other stuff that you're billing per time. All right, so I'll look at the manufacturing section. Of course, manufacturing section covers everything manufacturing. So if you have raw materials, you want to convert it to a finished product, and you don't want that to be done manually, so you can use manufacturing to convert raw materials, process it, and then turn it to a finished product. So manufacturing is a very powerful app in the Odoo ERP. So what do you want to manufacture? You select the product you want to manufacture, how many quantities you want to manufacture, you plan, and then the bill of materials, you can set them at the product you want to manufacture. Not just a single product, you can manufacture. So some people have one product that after manufacturing that single raw materials can give them three levels of product. So that's called bioproduct. And of course, you can have different work centers. With the work centers, you'll be able to manufacture items in stages. So for example, you're manufacturing a car. You first need to work on the engine. Once that is done, you move it to the different section. You know, um, for the body, and then move it to a different section before you finally have your complete items. So and now, so once you set up this component, which are the raw materials, and you start your production, to be able to deduct that product from the warehouse, and of course to check availability before you start. Deduct the product, the raw materials from the warehouse, and then once you are done production, it sends the finished product into so you can track your into the warehouse. You can track your product, the bill of materials. You can get a reporting of your work order, manufacturing order, and so many other things. You can set up your operation types, and then you can run schedules, and then work order, manufacturing order, and then handle the scrap as well. Okay, so I also like to go to the expenses. So the expenses actually works with the employee. Expenses takes care of the petty cash that is not purchases. You purchase once the employee purchase some stuff like some petty cash that you run around transportation, recharge card, different items that you purchase in the office. So you can use expenses to manage those purchases, and then it's really very good because it's not just purchases. You have to keep track of all your expenses, and then the accounting app will tell you if your business is doing well or not. So that's the expenses section, and then I'm not going to go into how that is done, but this is tied to employee. You cannot actually track all your expenses by employee or department, and of course expenses by project. Now, before I go to the okay, so let me just go to point of sales before I go to the accounting. All right, so we have the point of sales. You can have different branches for those that have stores. Um, Even those that don't have stores, you are selling tickets and anything services. You can still use point of sale. But for those that have stores, you can have multi stores. You can have different branches, unlimited branches. You can have branches all over the country. You can see, like now I'm in this Lagos shop. So if I start a new session, for example, because Odoo point of sale is very powerful. It gives you all the seamless activities you can do in the point of sale. The back end is connected, inventory is connected, accounting is connected. Of course, invoices are being connected. And then one other advantage of the Odoo POS is that you can work offline. Assuming your whole Odoo is on a cloud, and then you don't have internet all the time in your stores. You can actually use Odoo point of sale offline. You know, but you do need internet to connect to the database to open the POS, and then you can continue your selling from morning till night without internet. And also you will need internet to close for the day because you need to be able to synchronize back to accounting store inventory. Now, so this is the POS. I can get a change if I'm being given a change to sell. Let's assume I'm given 2,000 hours change. Just open a session. So this is how it looks like. I can sell items. The items on the green shows you can see 3 of these items are in stock. That means it's available for sale. These are zeros, meaning that it's not available for sale. The system will not allow you to sell it to avoid negative stock. So I can sell the 2 of these, and I can sell 1 of these. So what I can actually add a customer if you want to set up a customer. You can do a refund here. You can give a discount. You can protect the discount from different staff level. If you want to give a discount, the manager must enter the PIN and password. Alright, so this is it. I can check also my product that are not available, that are low stock, so I can reorder, and then of course everything's fine. So I just check out the payment. I can receive for this 300 for this 300 plus thousand free. I can receive some of this money in cash. I can receive some of them transfer, and I can receive some of them credit. So, for example, the customer decide to pay 100,000 by cash, decide to transfer 100,000 to bank, and then decide to owe us 132. So I can do all of that in this one transaction. If this customer is still doing transfer, I can move on to another customer. Alright, so if the customer is a big firm, a company that wants an invoice, I can activate this as well. So once it's done, I just validate. It's as simple as that. In 1 minute, you are able to process your sales on the Odoo POS. So it's very straightforward. A lot of larger supermarket that have branches in so many places are using Odoo at the back end and mostly at the front end. So for that POS order, I can print out my POS slip right here. But it's a company that wants invoice on that particular order. Some companies don't. They want an invoice of that sale. Maybe it's an office supply. So the POS can also generate an invoice, which is very cute. And you see how the money was paid. Some of them were paid through cash, some were transferred, and then this is the amount the customer is owing the company. So once they are done, I can now go to a new order, or I can close my POS for the day. So some of this money we're doing transfer, and some of them are credit. So, but this is the one I collected I collected 100,000 naira cash from that customer, but I was given 2,000 for change. So once I'm able to return that amount of money, I can close for the day. Alright, so my account is balanced, so I can close for the day. I can track reports of all the activities that have been done on the POS. So POS is very powerful. POS is very powerful. You can have lots of people connected to different branches on the POS, unlimited number of staff, unlimited shop, operation going on all at the same time. And Odoo ERP is very fast. Okay, so I can get my order report. I can get so many reports. I can get sales details reports, product that are on the POS, different reports, point of sale, which of the branch is doing well, which of the branch last night or yesterday I can get a report of each of the branch. So a lot of things you can do on the POS. All right, so that was point of sale. So let's go to accounting and see what is uh, in accounting. So a lot of things are in accounting. With the overview, I can check my banks and find out how much do I have. You may not have to connect the system to the bank, but as you're collecting money from customers, you'll be selecting the bank that is being sent to. You can see that, okay, this is the amount we have in that bank on this. And of course, you can reconcile your account with the bank. All you need to do is just download your bank statement and then upload it to Odoo, and then you make your reconciliation. Alright, so you can handle your petty cash as well, which is you have a petty cash account, you have different. So that's just the overview. On the customer section, you can manage the invoices, you can manage the list of customers. Remember, in accounting, they're not the one doing the sales. As they are selling in the POS, it comes into accounting, right? As they are selling, in the whatever sales you make comes into accounting automatic. So you can see that particular sales that was made on the POS. You see that there's a partial payment that this customer is owing us this amount of money. You see that. So on the customer section, I can return product. I can collect advance payment from customer, or I can send advance payment to a customer. Right? I can manage my product and customers. On the vendor section, this is where you pay the bills of the purchases and all of that. Of course, the expenses that you employee incur during the expenses app is tied here. You can also pay your vendor in advance payment, or you can carry out a refund of all of that. And then you have so many other things you can track in your accounting. So you can have all the journals right here. You can manage your assets and budgets and everything else. On the reporting, beautiful. So you have different types of reporting. You have the profit and loss, balance sheet, cash book, bank book, debt book, general ledger, trial balance, partners ledger, you know, and then of course the aging and then the cash flow statement. So the system can give you all of that. So on the profit and loss, look at it, very beautiful. And then you can actually drill down, oh, this expense is for, how come is this amount? All right, so I can drill down to my general ledger to find out why that amount of money comes into play. So I see a staff collected some money for this, and then at different time and at different dates. All right, so you can also see other kind of reports, your balance sheet, very important in business. You can see your balance sheet right here, and then you can drill down to find out, okay, stock receivable, outstanding payment, all of these and this and that. You can get more details on that. Now remember, the accounting is being set up to fit in your accounting reporting standard. So so whatever it is, let's see our trial balance. With the trial balance, you can see that our account is balanced. Our books have been balanced, right? It's balanced. So a lot of things. So your chart of account is ready here for you. Where you connect all your journals to everything that you want to do. You have your chart of account. You can see your account codes, receivables. You can see asset, everything. You can manage them in the accounting. All right. So yeah, so checking out to find out, there are a lot of other things we're not going to have time. So something like Odoo can handle an e-commerce website. We're not going to that. You can do email marketing to all your contacts, SMS marketing to all your contacts. Then of course you can handle so many other things. There are lots of other apps that are not here. For example, something that has to do with subscriptions, so many other things. But I just want to give you this overview so that you just know what's going on in Odoo ERP. Now, remember, Odoo is set up to fit your own business. It's not, you don't just download from internet and start using. It has to be set up to fit your business, how you flow, how your work flow, how you work. The system has to set up to fit in how you work so that it can actually become easy. And then it can be customized to fit into all business needs. All right, so that's Odoo ERP overview. I know you have questions, and then you can send those questions to me or to GrowthStack. You can send it to support@growthstack.gs, or you can actually send it to me, or any of our staff, and we'll be able to answer all of your questions. And then if you have a specific needs, we can also discuss. And don't forget to visit our website, www.growthstack.gs. Follow us on all the social media so that you get to know what's happening on the ERP industry. And then also feel free, even if you are using Odoo already, you're not our customers, you have problems, remember you can get in touch with us and we can always assist you. So thank you for watching, and I'm hoping to receive your call as soon as possible.